Okay, we have another game. Let's go with the Sicilian defense. A3, very unusual. Is this gonna be some sort of a C3 Sicilian? Transposing to a C3 Sicilian or something? I don't know. He can actually play C4, yeah, of course. But I don't have to go to B6. I really don't have to go to B6. I need to watch out though. I really need to watch out for this and this. It's a bit of an unpleasant threat. Now a6 is just fine if he takes with the knight. If he's planning knight to b5, knight to d6, a6 is stopping that. Taking with the queen is just, I think, nonsense. Because it gains a tempo on the queen, so I'm not exactly sure what that move does. Clearly taking with the knight was better. That's interesting. Yeah, he needs to do something about this, and I don't think that h5 is working. Clearly not. Because then it's just a free bishop as the rook is pinned. Yeah, I was thinking that when he plays this I can just go back, and I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, he's castled very quickly here. Let's try and exchange some pieces with knight to g4 and then taking with a check, with knight to g5 and taking with a check. I can castle after that. Or keep the king in the center depending on how it goes. Well, if I castle now, he's just blocked the way of his pawn storm here, so not exactly sure what that does. And I'll have f5 maybe. f5 looks like a very good move. Let's hit him with this and then take either with the rook or with the knight. Can potentially take with the queen to seek a queen exchange. Is queen exchange good here though? This takes with the tempo. Yeah, let's bring the knight back into play. And if queen here, then I can seek the queen exchange like this. The problem is this pawn is also very weak. If at any point he moves the rook, this pawn becomes vulnerable. He cannot play... Can he play g4 now? Not really, because I take and then I take the pawn. So this is interesting. Yeah, this needs to be taken, that much is clear. Now I need to seek further exchanges, but how do we go about that? This is interesting because he cannot really take. I don't think he can take this. I will have an isolated pawn though, which I don't really like. But let's go for it, because I take with the discovery on the rook. I think my position, my king position, is pretty safe for the moment, with queens off the board. I don't see any immediate danger, but obviously this backward pawn and the undeveloped bishop were an issue, so we have to get rid of them somehow. Hey, that develops the bishop in a way and uncovers an attack on the rook. So let's see how we can go about the rest. Let's try this. And then rook to e8, potentially. And this knight is very strong defending this pawn. Okay, what does this do? Yeah, this needs to be taken because my bishop is under attack, so... He's gonna play against the isolated pawn, that's understandable, but... Does he actually have enough here? I need to go to... Yeah, I need to go towards the center immediately. And now I can play something like this, maybe. And just untangle my pieces completely. I'm gonna have to find a way to defend this pawn. I'm not sure if it's possible or not. Yeah, of course, that's a good move. But his the second piece striking the pawn is a rook, while my second piece is a bishop, so he cannot start taking immediately. I want to block the king side as well. Okay, that's strange. That's strange because now I can go here and just utilize my rook. With the idea of maybe rook to c7, causing some problems. Does this work? What I'm planning on doing is playing this intermediate check, and then I can take this pawn. He does not go for it here. I'm not exactly sure what to do, that is the problem. Other than approaching with the king, and now we have a problem here. Big problem in a way. He hasn't gone down on time. He's playing very quickly as well. I'm definitely worse here, but this is a weakness, and his king seems to be slightly uncomfortable there on that square. Now let's do it like this, and then maybe bring the bishop somehow into play with this and then this. That's an option. Problem is he can actually advance with the king now. Yeah. I need to play quicker, that much is clear. I just cannot afford to spend time here. Soon this is gonna turn into a time scramble, and I cannot allow to be down on time basically. So what are we doing here? Let's try and get with the rooks here and somehow harass his king. I don't see anything better at the moment. You can probably now just take. Oh, okay. Now he doesn't really have this. I can just take and then play the king here. It's a tricky position. I'm still worse for sure, but it's getting tricky. It's getting very tricky here. And this was a waste of time. I don't know why he did that. So can we do this now? Okay, let's play quicker. Let's just drain his time here. Somehow. I have more threatening moves than he does. Okay, let's do this. Taking with the bishop is obviously now a problem, because I can just do a discovery now on the king, so this is very good. And I just take and then discover like this. Ah, Okay. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Tricky. Wow, this is actually winning for me. Yeah, probably because he didn't see that this is a very, very dangerous move because of the discovery. So we'll do a quick analysis and see where things could have gone better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, it was a very tough defensive game, this one, and I didn't appreciate why he captures with the queen here. He simply wants to castle very quickly queenside and get on with the kingside attack, so I kind of ended up on the back foot in this game, but managed to survive. So bishop takes, queen takes, and now h5 is actually very good, which is exactly what he played in the game. Knight here after queen g4. Okay, this, and then maybe he has, what if he plays this now? The typical idea. Yeah, this is also very good for white, so let's see how we can counter this plan, because this is a good way to play for white, as a matter of fact. a6. Okay, you're not rushing to castle kingside. And what if he gets on with the same plan? Queen c7 here. Ah, yeah, you're just attacking the pawn on e5 too many times, so he cannot really play h5. Yeah, that's the idea. It's very simple actually, because of this. Because he's advanced the pawn so much further in your position, you can claim that this is a weak pawn and kind of pile up on it. It's a very simple plan, as a matter of fact, but again, I didn't see this during the game. I thought that this queen will be just wandering around the board with no actual purpose. But that did not happen. Anyway, here he should have played queen to g4 first. He realizes this a move late, which is kind of enough for me to consolidate, even though there are problems here for black for sure. Yeah, we capture, and now we've kind of equalized here. The d5 move is the best move, and here, even though you have an isolated pawn, that is defensible, which is exactly what I thought during the game. But the position is obviously more difficult to play in practical terms for black. Bishop to d7. Okay, what if he takes? Ah, because we have an attack on this. Oh, I see. Yes, we're attacking this pawn, but at the same time we're defending here. And he cannot move this bishop away to attack this pawn a third time, because this one is falling. So this position is holdable according to the computer, but it is not something you can easily win for sure. So that is what I should have gone for. Now, there were multiple moments where I equalized and subsequently got worse, such as this one. We're equal here, but then that's not a good move. Rook to c8 is better, and it makes sense because of all these pieces in front of the enemy king. He will have to move the king sooner or later, so this is the more challenging move, obviously. But again, equality here until this turned into a time scramble. So here, that was the decisive mistake. I should have just supported the pawn and maybe gone across the fifth rank and somehow attack this pawn and get some counterplay. I think that was the better plan. And as I said, this turned into a time scramble where he overlooked that I had this discovery. And let's look at the final position, because in the final position Even if he does this, I still have the discovery with bishop to c6. Very unfortunate for him, and kind of lucky for me, but my defensive tenacity paid off, so I'm actually quite glad I won this game. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.